Am I tired? So I don't really have much to do right now, so I just want to talk, and we could go over just answer questions and concerns, and we could go over some coins and give some thoughts again. In my car, the radio up. In your car, the radio up. Keep trying to talk about us. Alright. I don't know how many people are. Whoa. What's up, Carlos? What's up, bro? What's up, Goon? Another live stream. I see. What's up? Pretty nice. Hi, mate. Yeah, I didn't really have much to do right now. I've done research like crazy this past week. Looking at all these coins, which is how we came across POWR, Z coin, RCN, all these other coins that we've been. So I just I don't really have anything else to do right now. I already know what's out there. I already know what to get, what not to get. So I'm not really as concerned right now with that, you know. Volume picking up. I haven't seen RCN since I got it, so I don't know. Let's see where it's at. Oh, it doesn't even come out. It got erased. It's not. Oh, it's gone. Bittrex took it off forever. The crickets aren't chirping anymore. More of them died. I've killed a lot of them, so there's less. Here it is. Where are we at? 1,550. Hey, that's pretty good. I'm guessing we're over the. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow. That looks nice. Sweet. Okay, so let me just do something real quick. I don't even know if I'm logged in. I just have to share this real quick. Give me a second, guys. Alright, so I'm back. What's up, guys? Hello, Domingo. What car do you drive? Right now I have a GT 350 Shelby Cobra, the 2017 one, and I have it up at like 633 horsepower right now. Hello, Hector. Do you think it's too late to get into Z coin? So, I don't think it's too late, but a lot of us already jumped in like at $23. So like, it's already ran. I mean, let's go to that thing I always use. I mean, from 23 bucks, I think I saw it was at 38 bucks. It's already ran 65%. So I mean, it is kind of pushing it, but I still see the targets there. I just like juggling coins around. I do research and I see what's the best thing to be invested in. That's why I made the decision to leave POWR. Because think about it. As terrible as that sounds, because obviously POWR was alerted, even if it's not terrible, because we already made a shitload of money on that. I mean, from 23 cents, we sold at $97. So that's 321% profits that we got off that. And then not just that, we also got Z coin, which did 60%. We sold LISK recently. That was from $6 to $10. I sold at 9. I'm lying. I sold at 9, which was 50%. Ethereum was bought like at 370 and sold at 420. So that was 13%. POWR was sold at 0.97 and then at 0.97 and bought back at 0.71, and then I sold again at 0.84 or so. So that was again 13. Well, I'm doing it backwards. 0.84, and it was sold. What the fuck? It was bought back at 0.71 and sold at 84. So that was another 18%. So we made a lot. So anyways, I know a lot of you are concerned and asking like, why would I sell Power if it has like your target is over, like it's to hit $1 and it could hit like $1.33, and it just goes back to the same thing we talked about yesterday, that like, where is my money better off? First of all, where is it safer? Because it's all about like, the number one rule of trading is protect the money you already have, and then the second rule is never forget rule number 1. So this falls along the same thing. So where's my money safer, and where could it bring me the most returns? And if you think about it, everyone's target is pretty much $1 to $1.33. I think $1.30 on Power is the highest I've seen. If you were to buy right now, which was like a 0.82 or so, and say it does go to $1.33, which a lot of people will sell like at 105, 110, but say it does go to 133. We're talking about just 62% gains. So when I thought about it, I had already made so much. We were up 350 something percent, 300, whatever I just showed. And it's gone up dramatically. I mean, from 23 cents to like over 80 cents to over 90 cents, almost $1. So it was just time to sell. I mean, there was so much volume, and it's not like that volume is going to stay on that coin forever. So I mean, it might just have a very nasty drop. Even if it goes to like $1.33, it's going to have a nasty drop eventually. It's not going to go up forever. I mean, it's not just going to never have like a terrible drop, you know. It's not like the most amazing, perfect Bitcoin or Ethereum Neo coin out there, but it is a huge, great company. I'm not talking it down. But so let's just say I did buy back in and I got at 82. If it runs to 133, which is where I would sell, it's only 62% gains, but it's up so high. So first of all, it's only going to give me 62% gains, which doesn't really catch my attention, not in the crypto world. And then the other thing is it's up so high, so I'm just risking so much. And if it was to drop from like, I don't know, from where it's at right now back to like 60 cents or something, I mean, I'd lose a lot. We're talking about almost 30% loss. So it's just, it just has a high risk right now. Like, I'd rather wait till it's more stable, till it loses some volume and attention, because it's so hyped up right now since it's been one of the #1 gainers. So I'd rather wait till it's more stable. And like I said, even if it does run to 133, I mean, you can call me an idiot, but I'm not going to be fighting for 60% gains when we're looking at RCN that was alerted at, let's just say 11. It was at 9 cents, but let's just say 11 when on the video. If it goes to, I don't know, the 30-cent target, I mean, I'm talking about 172% gains. So I would make 110% more being in RCN. And if we take a look at RCN, it's down like a lot, you know, like from the open. We go back, I mean, we're buying at such a low rate. I mean, it was pretty much alerted in these two areas here. The pattern is looking great. I mean, you could draw this bottom, like the channel, and then you could draw this, what's it called? Old support, new resistance area, which is pretty much in this area. And how do I know? I mean, this is where it failed to break under. It almost failed to break under. It pretty much finally broke under. And it's been trying to break over that a few times. So that's pretty much the strongest point we're at, which we're already been breaking. We've tried breaking once and it went back down. It touched support and it's trying again, and it's breaking out as we speak right now. And it's just down a lot. Like, how much further down can it go? I mean, maybe it could go back to 9 cents. And I'm not saying it's not going back to 9 cents. It can. But if it does go back to 9 cents or something like that, like, it wouldn't be as bad as Power just taking 50% loss or something just because of all the volume and panic. And it's just in the very low area. So I have a lot of cushion. Like, if I fall, I don't fall far. Now with Power, it's so high. If it falls, like, I pretty much fucking crack my head open. So that's just pretty much why I made the transfer over. And my plan is obviously to see RCN run. And guess what? I mean, even if it runs 60% gains, which would be at what, like 0.20? Less. What the fuck? Come on. If it goes to, wow, what is this? Let's see, 0.17, 0.5. Okay, so if it goes to 0.175, which is such a low market cap, it's still under 100 million. I think it's a $72 million market cap. I would get as much with this coin as much as I was gonna get with Power anyway if it went to 133. Except I have so much more cushion, and it's a coin that doesn't even have, it has a lot of volume and all that, but the real volume hasn't even kicked in. If we go back and we look at the coin market cap, which this was announced. This was on the video. Let's go here, and if you go to like highest volume 24-hour, if you scroll down, PowerLedger has gone down a lot. I mean, it used to be way up here. It's still doing pretty good, but it's gone down a lot. I mean, we're talking about the volume, which was pretty much at 300 million already. Like, how much higher can that really go? And I still think it's a great coin. I'm not saying it's not going to go to $2 or $3. My targets are still standing and they're still real. My targets are all there. I'm just saying at the moment. And then if you scroll down a little bit, you will find, I guess let's just, wow. You will find Repo Credit, which has it's gone up a little bit. So it now has a $59 million market cap, and it's ranked 92. It literally just crossed into the top 100 coins in crypto in coin market cap. And look at where it's like grouped with. It's grouped with coins that are like at 700, 200. This one has 86. It would still run. 296, 1 billion. I mean, it's ranked up there with coins that, you know, like it's cooking something. It's up 22%, which is like the highest one out of all these so far. I believe even if you go, oh, what else? That's pretty much it. I mean, if we go to the market cap, where is PowerLedger's right here. I mean, it's going to be pretty hard to pretty much, let's see. I mean, it would have to double pretty much to get around to like where Waves and BitConnect is. Like, I don't know. It just needs some more time, and I think it needs to have a good drop first and lose some attention. But everything I've said about Power is true. Everything about where it's going is true. Like I said, I'm just focused on my plan, which was to sell at 133, and that would be 60% compared to what RCN could do, which is like 170%. And even if it goes to 17 cents, I make as much as I would have made with Power, and I have cushion. So it just makes a lot more sense to me. And that's pretty much it. The pattern's looking great. Again, this was open like on the 7th of November. Yeah. And it's on the two best exchanges it could be on. Pretty much like it's Binance and Bittrex. Like, what else do you want? Yeah, I'm sure it'll get added to a bunch of other more like Hubioi or whatever it's called, and that Ether Delta. I don't know. There's a bunch of other ones out there that it could be added to. Let's go back and see what you are talking about now, because there's probably a lot of messages. RCN is having a nice look. It is having a nice look. Yeah. Someone said, hey, yo, Goon, you play FIFA? No, I play FIFA on Xbox. Whoa. You live on your own? Yeah, I live on my own. Hey, Carlos. What's up, Abdul? What up, kid? Hello, Marc. The stop loss almost hit for Zero Coin and bounced back. Yeah, Zero Coin is still good. We'll go over that again right now, because Zero Coin, my tough decision was between Zero Coin and Zcoin. Well, I guess Zero Coin, Zcoin and RCN, and RCN took the place because you saw the ranking that we just looked at. It was just up there. RCN is actually on the ranking too. Zcoin, if I go down, I think it is. It's actually it passed it. So it wasn't like this before, but Repo on the 24-hour volume was actually underneath Zcoin. Now Zcoin is underneath. And also, like I said, I've already made like 60-70% on this. So I'm just kind of like making money, and then what's next, and then what's next, and just going up the ladder, you know. And then like once these start to go down and they start going up, I go back into these, and then these get pumped again. That's just literally how it is. You do the opposite of what a newbie would do. If you're new to cryptocurrency and you plan to buy something, tell me about it, because I'm going to short it. Do I sell Ethereum for RCN? It depends. I mean, if you have a lot of money, like we're talking about hundreds of thousands or like over 100,000, you're fine in Ethereum because each percent is a lot. But if you're talking about like $5,000 and Ethereum goes up 30%, I mean, you're only going to make 30, like whatever that math is. Yo, thoughts on Uncurious ICO? I already know the top 5 ICOs. I'm not going to answer any much questions about ICOs because I already have the list of the top 5 ICOs to own till March, which was already shown to all the members. Can you take a look at a very unsexy coin, Ardor? I'm not a big fan of Ardor. I've looked into it. I wonder why Nexus pumped. Nexus actually had a pump for a reason. Someone on Telegram just sent me the news. I'm in Texas. What's up? Hello. BTG. Oh yeah, Bitcoin Gold is good. That's the one that I had. I actually made a little bit of profit off that. And I think Bitcoin Gold is gonna run. Well, I'm about to log in. I'm not trying to log in. Bitcoin Gold has honestly, I could see that at 600 to 800 like in the next 2 weeks if my computer would work. So I left Power. I've left Power a lot of times. Like every time it has those little like spikes, those little like high points, I sold at those, and then it heads back down, and I invest into something else, like Ethereum in that case, and then I bought it back at 0.71. Or in this case, it was RCN, and I don't plan to go back into Power anytime soon right now. What were we talking about? Bitcoin Gold. So Bitcoin Gold had a really good pattern coming, and I'm pretty sure it's going to break out. I don't know. It's already kind of being exhausted, which is one reason I kind of got like a little precautious over it, whatever it's called. Not even. It's still in pretty good shape. I mean, it's still doing pretty well. It's at 387. Come on, that's not bad. So yeah, if this one breaks, this is going to like $800. I'm not even joking. It's literally like that's resistance. That's all resistance trying to break. Once it breaks, this is going to like high. I mean, I hope it does it before. Like, I hope I make a lot on RCN and other coins, and then I buy this back and then I play it. I don't know. Just depends on the time frame. But yeah, I believe that the reason I believe these guys are smart and they're making all these sub Bitcoin coins just to divide all the market cap. Like, imagine if Bitcoin Gold wasn't out there and Bitcash wasn't out there, all their market cap right now would probably be in Bitcoin. So that would just kind of increase the whole panic of the bubble pop. So I believe that what they're doing is pretty much doing what in the stock market is pretty much called like a reverse stock split, but in a lot like smaller, I guess. So they pretty much just make another Bitcoin. So all the market cap or like all these people jumping in and coming in could go into that coin. All these other people go into Bitcoin Cash. And it's all still Bitcoin, but it's like just different. It's just the market cap is divided. So now Bitcoin wouldn't look as high and as crazy. And if it was to panic a little bit and then everyone sold, it would just go to shit. So that's what I think. I think that's my theory. I don't know. I'm sure they have their own uses and their own ways. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. So fuck IOP. Lafalao. What a dick. Love this goon. So fuck I Lafalao. Sorry. Said nada. It's naga. What? What's the target for BTG? We were just talking about. Goon, do you take private clients? Yeah, just DM me. I do that. Bitcoin Red. I'm pretty sure there's a Bitcoin Dark, and Bitcoin Dark actually has a really good market cap, but I don't know if that's related with Bitcoin actually. Woobia.com. Get the hell. How about Ethereum? When to sell? The only reason I got into Ethereum was because it was the only coin I saw breaking resistance, and I saw I could make like a quick little percentage. But I don't know. I mean, I honestly rather trade other coins because they just have a larger percent like thing, you know, return on your investment. I never really replied through here. Just kidding. That's kind of annoying. Let's see. RCN, it's a little bit down. Where are we at? 1473. So it's around this area. Yeah, it's a little down. Yeah, so this coin could definitely fall back down to support, which I guess if you go back, it would be around these areas here, which is close, a little bit over 9 cents, like pretty much 10 cents. If it does that, I don't know. Sometimes I mean, I'll post videos about coins, and like, for example, like Power, my target was to hit 50 cents in December. That didn't fucking happen. Neo, same thing. It was like till December to hit $50. It hit it in like 30 days. What other? Lisk, Zcoin. So I don't know. I mean, maybe this one will run in like under 7 days. or maybe it'll take up to December. I think they are actually doing something in December, so that might hike up the price a little bit. If I saw the timeline right, I think December they had something coming up. Yeah, December 2017, advanced smart contract plus network agents plus SDK implements. And then on April, RCN goes live. So that's going to be crazy. That's going to be crazy. What else? Any coins that you have as sales at the moment? I need to reduce the number of coins I have in my portfolio. I mean, it just depends how many you have. I mean, I usually don't have more than like 4 legit coins, and then the rest are just like shitty fun scalps. Do you think that Bitcoin Diamond hard fork is going to have a big impact like all the other hard forks? I don't know. I honestly don't really know that much about all the hard fork things. I would be lying to you if I tried to answer that, to be honest. I need to be more caught up with all those hard forks and all that kind of stuff. What I've done in all the past hard forks is I literally just hold US dollar tether. Like, I could care less if that day the coin I mentioned ran like 40, 100% or whatever. I'd rather protect the money I already have than anything happen, you know? So during hard forks, like whenever I hear something's happening, I mean, you could ask all the members and see on Twitter, I literally get rid of everything and just leave it on US dollar tether. I don't hold anything. And if I ever have a coin that I really want, it's not with Bitcoin or any other coin. It's under like Waves platform or something. And that's pretty much it. I mean, the first 2 times it happened, I saved my ass because everything dropped like crazy in the beginning of October and all that stuff. Do you have a new target for Ethereum? I think it'll hit 500. I'm not sure why he's putting all these links. I hope he wasn't like being serious. They just seem like spam. Do you think Neil will drop any lower? Is ARK making a move? I don't know. Let's see how Neil is doing. A lot of the times, like when I'm not invested in anything, my money's in Neo, like big time, just because like everything's in Neo, just because they pay dividends, so I will make money off of that. Neo's like my, I don't know where to be in right now. For even for a whole month, I don't know where to be trading. I leave my money in Neo. I love Neo. That's literally, I have like every single Neo shirt and hat and socks, if they even exist. Neo, it's up 10%. What is it at, like 40 bucks now? 39? 38? I don't know, it has some pretty harsh walls. This is literally like a step ladder. I'm pretty sure that's a name. Ladder pattern. Pretty sure that's actually like a thing. Definitely a thing. Ladder pattern stock market. Huh, I don't know what I'm talking about. Why is OAP? Where should I set my sell limit for RCN? Shit, my friend is asking. Fuck, my wife was chatting to me. I love Neo too. Yeah, Neo's awesome. Are you considering to add more educational part of technical analysis? The DVDs help, but anything for more in-depth and specific examples breakdown throughout going through the charts? Yeah, I already have that actually. It's on YouTube. It's called day trading or something like that. But yeah, I'll send it to you guys in the email. Like I'll make a better one and redo it all with in detail and stuff. But there's actually a really good one up on YouTube already. How is Power doing? What is all this? RCN, it's trying to hold over 1,500. I'm not gonna get rid of it. Let's get rid of PTG. What was I gonna look at Power? Let's see. It's probably still being slow. I think Power will be good on Monday. Like if it has a run that everyone's expecting, I think that's gonna happen on Monday. I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen on Monday. They were gonna release like they were gonna officially release the statement for the Thai partnership power company, but I don't know. It's looking like pretty bearish to me, to be honest. I think that's literally all people are waiting for, like Monday. Like if nothing happens Monday, it could fall. It'll probably retrace to anywhere around these areas. Because the pattern's already, it's just gone for too long. I mean, it can't break under this, it can't break over this, and it can't break under this. It's literally just like a big ass flat base. And the longer it takes, the more exhausted it gets, and the more like it could drop. I mean, just look at volume. Volume has decreased dramatically. I mean, you can't even see it anymore at this point, so the longer it takes. But I mean, Monday's in 2 days, so we will see how that goes. Kind of just want to see it like go now. That'd be cool. What else? I think everything else pretty good. I would pretty much say that's like pretty exhausting. Once it passes, like, well, what's what I think? I don't know. It has this like very bottom support areas where you could draw this channel, and I feel like once it goes past this, like it's just gonna be like too much time now. So I literally think they have till the 26th, which is in like 2 days, to make something happen. Yeah, Monday will make it or break it. Yeah, because by that time it wouldn't even be, I mean, if we erase this, if it starts to pass this and just like it's really long, by that time it wouldn't even be like following the bottom channel. It would just kind of be under it now. The bottom channel would be like it bouncing from this area, which is really funny because that's actually pretty much this crossed area is on Monday, which is where they're supposed to release that statement. So that's pretty much the day and the time and the area to be looking into it again. We're at 15:35. How does this look for the 5 minutes? Actually, I'm gonna look at the parabolic for the hour. Pretty cool. Yeah, it's been going up for the past like 10 hours. That's cool. We'll see how it goes. This is literally how Power started. Power, I mean, you can't really see it on Power because it looks like yeah, you can't see it. It's very like a lot smaller, but if you look at Power, that's pretty much how it was back here. Where is the line? Horizontal. Pretty much had that little like thing. It had this thing trying to break. This little peak right here that you see is pretty much like this peak that you see here. And then this little hooligan that it's been forming and trying to head back to that peak is pretty much this area. Like it's been breaking around and it's trying to get back to that peak. Once RCN gets to this area and it breaks over that, it'll just have that huge run, and then it's just gonna go fucking surge like crazy. So this little image is pretty much, it's not gonna show it to me. I'm trying to make it come out. Come on, I got this. I got it. I didn't think I could do it. Okay. So this is at peak, and then we have this little hooligan. Look, obviously it's not like exactly the same. It's exactly the same. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's exactly the same. And which is weird because the same way I found Power, I found RCN. And like if you look at my Twitter, the same exact pictures that I'm posting for RCN are the ones I'm posting for Power. The ones I posted for Power. So yeah, the only thing is that RCN is breaking out a lot sooner than I expected. Like usually this wouldn't really be breaking till like after the 27th. That's why I said 7 days. Because this is only like the second time pretty much it hits that top thing, and it has to do it a few times, like 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're focused on with RCN and why I like it. And if you were to go back, it's pretty much exactly the same thing. I mean, it opened, had a drop, it had the spike, whatever. It kind of failed to go underneath support. It finally went under. It had this pattern, higher lows. It finally broke out, and then it reached this point, which is obviously this peak. And pretty much from that point on, like, this thing just went like ham. And there you have it, which is pretty much this. There's your peak. There's a little two thingies failing, and then now it's this little hooligan that we're forming here. And we caught it at a pretty good time, actually, so we'll see. The main like parabolic go ape shit, Lambo moon shit that every one of you talk about is pretty much this point if we break that. Which by that point, that's where my first target is. I believe this was like 17 cents. Which is what I was telling you guys about a while ago, that if it goes to like 17 cents, I'd make 60%, and like if this coin right now, Power, goes to like $1.33, it's pretty much 60%. And how much higher can you really go and all that shit? That's why I came back to RCN. I just did a bunch of fucking crazy numbers. Let's see what else we got. Hi Carlos, blessed to attend. Welcome. Just hopped into this live event. That stupid red candle dough. I think you're talking about RCN. I bought Power at 50 and sold at 85 to go back into Ethereum at 60. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. I bought it at 21 cents. I sold at 50, and I bought it back like at 40 cents or something, and then it ran. And I sold from that point. I sold at 97. From 97, I sold, which was alerted. I even alerted it in the group chat of the PowerLedger, and then I got into Ethereum, and Ethereum went up, and then this one fell back to like 71, and then I bought back, and then I sold at like 84. And I ended up selling again at 84. Now it's the whole RCN and the whole Z coin deal starts happening. Or search, what is this? Google, Detail, Bittrex, Gotham, what the fuck? I use TradingView as well. Everyone always tells me to use TradingView. I just haven't. I'm no expert, unfortunately. It's okay, I'm not an expert either. Search Bittrex Enhance if you are using Bittrex. Oh, I've heard of that. I'm not gonna search it. Yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing. Breaking out now. FTC. Let's check it out. FTC. Oh, it's Feathercoin. I don't know how I didn't know that. It's pretty nice. Looks good. I wouldn't be concerned until it breaks this point. This is obviously clear, like this little area. That's what I would be worried about, like to break that. And I'm pretty sure this is just gonna create a big ass fucking hooligan. If I had to assume, or like just make a guess, I would sell here and then buy back, like honestly anywhere around this area, and then I don't know, it might try it a few times and then break out. That's just patterns. Because pretty much this, the second time it hits that point, a lot of the times, especially when it's just straight going up, not when it's going down, because when it's going down, it has a higher point before, which is like these. It's going down, and then it's this is the strongest of hooligan pattern. A hooligan is pretty much an ascending triangle. It just has a few other things around it. The strongest one is a downtrend, because it actually has somewhere it could go to, which is pretty much like this. I mean, it dropped. It's entering the hooligan with a downtrend, and then it does a hooligan, and then when it pops, it has somewhere to go to, and it could actually break over that. But in cases like Feathercoin, if it's like the highest point it's been, which it might look like it's in that case, in the first thing when it hits twice, it's pretty much just a double top, and a lot of the times those cause a drop, which is exactly what you see in these pictures. I mean, this is pretty much a double top. That's a double top. Here's another like double top, which looks exactly like what Feathercoin's doing. This huge run, huge bottom, and then it's coming back up. I mean, I just had a huge run, huge drop, and then it's coming back up, and then it's double top. And the double top, where we go? The double top would pretty much just have it fall back to this area, And if it goes underneath this, then that's just gonna keep going down. If it starts to bounce over this, then that's when it's a bullish again and blah blah. Every single pattern is connected. Like there's like 4 or 5 patterns, and then they're always, so it goes, for example, like it'll create the giraffe first, and then from the giraffe it starts to create a hooligan, and then from the hooligan it starts to like break out, and then inside that you actually see cup with handles and stuff. So a lot of the times when people choose whatever pattern they like, and like whenever like when they're estimating to guess breakouts, it's because they're all pretty much within each other. So first you have like the giraffe, would pretty much starts to look like, what the fuck? Which pretty much, wow, I can't draw this at all. Which pretty much starts to look like that, and then once the giraffe starts to form, like you start to get like the hooligan, and then yeah, just they're pretty much over and over and over. Which actually I kind of drew that out in Power, how it actually repeated the same pattern like over and over and over and over, and I kind of, a lot of people posted it. So this is like the little, wow, that's not what I'm trying to do. If you go to segment, this is like the little giraffe that formed first, and then it had this little hooligan, and then it broke out, and then it created the giraffe again. Every time it gets bigger and the price gets bigger, everything is like zoomed like a lot bigger. So this was the first thing. You had that little giraffe and then the hooligan. You had the little giraffe and then you had the hooligan. You had the little giraffe and then you have the hooligan. So it's the same thing over and over. And like if you keep zooming in, you could literally do it like a lot closer. Like, whoa, you could do it like inside of inside and of inside. Oh, that's too small now. So yeah, it's just all about patterns. But I feel like this one's just taking a little too long now. I guess technically it's still in play though. I mean, as long as it doesn't go below, what is this, like 0.75, I guess, 0.74, it won't really drop. But only available shit exchange at the moment, like Giant Cup and Handle waiting, hehehe. How many people have GOON alerts? Yes. Right now there's over like 550 people in GOON alerts, so there's like, I think there's like 580 and only 556 in the chat. A lot of them don't even use the chat, they just want like the alerts, and like they're not serious about the chat. What price do you think Nublio will reach by the end of the year? I haven't looked into Nublio. Right now, still holding 70. Litecoin 57 and 170. Neo at 35. Like 500 people. Yeah. It's insane how well you chart with the stock charting to on Bittrex. Well, yeah. Originally, I used this badass chart. Like this is obviously my actual broker. And then I changed to interactive broker. So right now, there's not gonna be money in here, but you're gonna see how insane these stock market like technical analysis are compared to the fucking like every other cryptocurrency one. Keep monitoring Power for the sideways trading. Yeah, so right now it's very sideways, and like honestly it'll just tip anyway. And see before going back in. ETFs. Yeah, Power's gonna make a statement, I believe, that they had like officially have the thigh confirmation. Let's see, I don't even remember my stuff. Carlos D. Shit, I don't even know my password. I don't think that's. Oh, that was my password. Dang, I haven't used that password in like bazillion years. So I became really good at charts because I used this program, which is TD Ameritrade. And this is freaking charts right here. I mean, you have your studies. Let's see if you want to add like the MACD. Apply. Okay. Let's make this just into one. So studies, edit studies. Let's add the MACD because I didn't add it. And let's add the RSI. Let's add the Bollinger Bands. And yeah, this chart system is fucking out of this world. And you could do so much with it. God damn. I keep zooming in. I don't have it on like the loose thing. They updated it a little bit for me. Anyways, yeah, this thing is amazing. Like the way they have everything set up, it's awesome. You could even add, I think it's in studies. Oh, it's not studies. Drawing tools. You could even add like these resistant things, which are fucking awesome. And I zoomed in again. What else? I have a lot of Fibonacci ones too. Where's the Fibonacci? Yeah, these Fibonacci things are crazy. You could like just draw it out exactly and it'll tell you like, yeah, this is a whole another level of charting. You could even do the shell, for those of you that like it. It's fucking crazy. Let's look at Skechers. I bought Skechers a long time ago. You could go, let's go 20 days to an hour. Yeah, you could do a bunch of fucking thing. Like, it's just a crazy freaking... Anyways, enough about that. This is not to do with stocks. What time is it right now at your place? Would it be stupid if I get the alerts when I'm sleeping? Oh, would be stupid if I get... Oh, right now it's 11:55 p.m. But for example, yesterday I alerted a coin at like 5 a.m. in the morning. So it's everywhere. Like, that's why I'm really worldwide and very global. Like, yesterday I was on the live video and it was up to like 5 in the morning, the video. It was like 2 hours long. Right now it's only 11 p.m. and then sometimes I do it at 3 p.m. So literally, like, everyone has like their own part shares. Nice, I'm in shop as well. Yeah, shop is great. Z-Coin, what do you think about it in the coming days? If you remember, you know all the answers. I need to learn Elliott waves. Great pot stocks. Fucking, I bet those are ETCs. What's a good course to learn all this? GOON alerts. I teach you everything if you want to learn how to do that. I literally teach you all of that. Here, I could show you real quick what it's about. Oh, that's not what I meant to click on. Fuck. Why? Whoa, I need to fucking fix this. Watch. This is literally part of the... Okay, so now that the wax system is out of the box, the winner. I literally so it's good to also keep in mind to look at news. Here, the bigger prior void. So I have to draw it out. So once it starts to beat, it's overall or moving down. The pattern to complete, and if it breaks out, it's a good indicator to obviously stay because there's new. Yeah, I'm showing you previews of it, but yeah, this is literally like everything that's included. All right, guys, see the giraffe breakout. You could see these coins like breaking out when I make. Here's a hooligan. When I make a lot of money, these were like live, and you could see me like just them breaking out. I mean, out. Here's the new highs. Look at that. This is the. So yeah, I go over it everything. If you want to learn like from scratch, I even teach you. I even show you like the best websites to use. Alright, so now I'm gonna go over some and I'll a lot. This is only like the sample too, which only has 3 things. The original. This is like the sample. The other one has like 20 more fucking videos. The G. What are the live videos? GOON alerts to the cup thing is what happened to BTG. Carly, do you think power is worth getting into at this point? Oh, I just made like the longest conversation about power. I think it's fine right now. I mean, it's not. It still looks fine as long as it doesn't go under like these areas right here. I think it's fine because it has been looking very like bearish and it's like getting exhausted. What I mean by exhausted is pretty much like, I guess in a way to think of it is like when you're running and then you get that like runner's high and you start running like even faster and you're not even tired and you're just running and you're like going super fast, which is pretty much this, and then eventually you kind of calm down and you just start like jogging and you're pretty much just walking and you start like just walking, which is pretty much like the side movements. And then eventually you get tired and you sit down and that's when everything falls. So that's what I mean by like, depends how long it is. Because I mean, I could run super fast like for a minute and like I'll run super fast and I'll be fine. But if I run like super fast and nonstop and I start to get tired and like you see me slow down and like slow down, volume slowing down, you see the chart just getting sideways and sideways, and then eventually like I'm gonna give up and just sit down because I'm tired, and that's when the stock would drop. I don't know. That was like one of the best ways I could explain what I mean by getting exhausted. How do you short Bitcoin on Bittrex? You can't short Bitcoin on Bittrex. I guess the best thing to do would be like go into US dollar and then buy it back when it falls, only to write it back up, but that's not technically shorting. How much is the sample? The sample is free. How do you recommend starting off with as far as investing? So I started off with $2,000, and I'll tell you guys a story. I started off with my dad's tax returns. This was like when I was in the middle of 17 years old. He got tax returns back, and they were like 2,000. It was like 2,800, and he gave me $2,000 to mess around with. I lost half of that in a month. I lost half of it. I ended up with like $600. And then I gave him back the $600. He didn't ask me for the rest. He told me he knew I would lose it. It was just obvious that I would lose it. And then like 3 months passed, and I joined, and then I got into school, and I was already getting into like college and stuff by that time. And I got into school and got FAFSA money. I put in whatever that shit for the school, so the school could give me money, and they gave me $5,000 per year. And then if you divide that, it was like $2,500 per semester. 500 of it was used for like school stuff, and then like in the 2 semesters, I used again $2,000 to start off with. That time, my money also went to shit. It dropped to like 500 to like $700. I don't even know the exact number anymore. And in the second semester, which was already like 6 months by that time, I was already like 18, almost turning 19 by that time. I started again with the other $2,000, and that second time, that's when I started shooting up. So I personally started with $2,000. And it wasn't even my money. It was like FAFSA's money or my dad's money, which I lost it. I lost all of it. I lost half of it the first 2 years, the first 2 times around. And I've been trading ever since. I was 17, and now I'm 22. I actually turned 23 in December 3rd, which is like, how many days is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. My birthday's in 8 days, and I turned 23, and I'll be officially trading like for 6, 7 years now. How much is sample? You already read that. How much do you recommend starting? That's what I just answered. As much as you don't care about losing, don't miss out. Get into GOON alerts. Agreed. Whatever you can afford to lose. Honestly, when I went into coins, I didn't care about how much I could afford to lose. I could give a fuck about how much I could afford to lose. The way I saw, every time I lost money, I didn't think about it losing money. I was young. I was 17 or 18. Do you really think like I care about that money right now? I don't give a fuck that I lost those $3 grand. I make that in a minute when I'm taking a shit in the toilet, just buying a freaking like cryptocurrency or stock in my phone. So the way I saw it was, instead of putting that money into school or into buying shirts or guitars, like I put that money into my education, and that's literally what I've learned. Like if you go upstairs to my to my upstairs office or whatever, you'll see that I have like 50 books, and they're all about like technical analysis. They're all about fundamental analysis and how to read quarterly reports and annual reports and like financial stuff and a lot of Warren Buffett stuff, and it's crazy. And so every time I lost money, I just thought of it as me putting it into school, and like I just kind of put myself into like my own educational like school thing. So when I lost money, I didn't mind. I didn't get butthurt about it. I wasn't worried about it. I was like, this is for my education because I know it's gonna pay off, and trust me, it pays off. So, and you're young. I mean, even right now, if I were to lose all my money and like I ended up with $0 and I had to start from scratch, I'm 23. Like I could pretty much start all over again, and then maybe like in the next 5 years I'll be doing fine again, and I'll be what, 28, 26, whatever it adds up to. I'll still be so young. So that's the way I see it. Like I saw it as every time I lost money, it was just educational. I mean, people spend like what, $100,000 into a freaking college that isn't going to give you shit. Well, I'm not a big fan of college if you weren't aware of that, but a lot of people spend so much money in like college, like, and they pay that with like 20 years. I have an aunt that recently finished paying this, and she's like 40 years old. She recently stopped paying her college, so I just saw it that way. Like, and it was a lot cheaper. I spent like what, $4,000 maybe, rather than spending like $30,000 in college. I'm not saying don't go to college. I personally don't think it's, if you're into business, investing, and anything to do anything other than a doctor, like chemical engineer, teacher, or like lawyer, I don't think you need school. And I think school is crap. I dropped out like this last year, whatever. I pretty much just used them for money. Just kidding. GOON alerts is amazing. How do you feel about experience? Yeah, it's all about experience. That's why I always say that trading is a journey. It's not a destination. I'd never stop learning from now, man. I keep learning. Like, I never stop learning. Like every day I learn something new. It just never stops. Like you just never stop learning with like investing. Like you learn so much. Like you'll eventually learn how to actually look into, like, if you go into like, for example, Adidas. This is what when people judge me or like tell me like, how do you know like where this company, for example, PowerLedger, how do you know where this company's like market cap could be? It's because I've read so many over the past years, so many like companies like in the similar field that have that like their annual reports and stuff. So I could pretty much give like a company a very good evaluation. So if we look into here and you go into, it's usually called investors. Let's see, company info, career, affiliate, partner sites. Let's see, they're usually called investors or something like that. Let's look at Skechers, because I've never looked into Adidas. Skechers, it's usually down here. Let's see, where is it at? Jesus, why can't I find it? They changed everything on me. Categories, customer service, my account, about Skechers, should be around here. Let's see, maybe it's in here. Investors relation, here we go. And let's look at their SEC filings. And I want to look at, I guess I'm already there. Oh, no, I wasn't. Let's look at their 10K or annual report actually. Let's look at this last one. Fuck. Come on, you bitch. Always loud. Okay, so this is how I know like about evaluations. I did this a lot with these companies. Oh my gosh, I hate this laptop. Let's do this one. PDF. And let's go down, let's go down. I don't give a fuck about all this. All I care about is numbers. Don't care about those numbers. Well, actually, I do care about those numbers, but I'm not going to talk about that now. Let's go all the way down. So, this is not what I'm looking for. I kind of already know what I'm looking for, so I'm going through this really fast. There we go. Here we are. So this is like what I look into. And up to 2015, 2014. Okay, so these were like their net sales. But I want to see their complete. Oh man, why is it so small? Look at this net earnings. They went from 152 in 2014 to 261 to 285. So they just kept going up and up and up and up. And that's not even the fun one. There's a lot of shit to look into with these annual quarter reports. So yeah, this is pretty much what the, oh man, this would take a long time to go into. This is pretty much what an annual report looks like, by the way. And they give you everything, like their net sales and everything like that. So this is what I was looking for actually. So when I invested in Skechers when it was at $19 and I sold at $30. And how did I get into that? Well, this was invested in 2016. So I saw this and I literally checked how much % gain they grow every single year. So they went from 1.2 million, and I'm pretty sure this is in, yeah, so went from 1.2 to 1.8 to 2.3 to 3.1 to 3, and this is even like the main one. And I just did a bunch of freaking things, and this is what I do for so many companies. Like, that's why I shorted Ruby Tuesdays. That's how I knew that HTBQ was gonna eat shit. Let's see how Power is doing. Buy GOON alerts. What information do you give? Buy, target, stop losses. So in GOON alerts, you get, when you join, here, I'll show you here. So you can actually visually see what you get. So when you join GOON alerts, what you get is like the DVD course, which is like, I don't know, 20 folders of, and each one has like a few different videos, and they're like an hour to 30 minutes long, 30 minutes to an hour long. You get private videos, so they're like this, but they're a lot more informative, and like we could talk like more one-to-one. You get the live SMS alerts. So there's one thing. There's like when people join, they get confused. The one thing is just SMS alerts, where you shouldn't be talking, like no one talks in it. You can't even like talk with anyone. Pretty much it's just literally like a text message. You'll get like an alert, and it'll literally say like what I sold, what I bought, news, if I added to something, or like any plan or any new YouTube video, or when I'm on live, which is when every time I go on live before anything, I say to wait. So that's one thing. And then the other thing is the actual like chat. So there's a stock market chat and then the cryptocurrency chat. And the cryptocurrency chat, that's when we talk a lot. And even inside that chat, I will leave it pinned, like what I like the latest alert, and I'll mention it there. And then I send like voice notes, and I send videos and pictures, and like a lot of the stuff you see on Twitter, it's shown to everyone in GOON alerts like way before it's posted anywhere. So that's how they're always in it like ahead of time. And like I don't post everything on Twitter. Like I post like some of the stuff on Twitter is like, I don't know, like 30% of everything shared with GOON alert members. And then from there, you obviously get to do like one-on-one private DM conversations with me, and one-on-one private video calls, and then you get like bi-weekly like group videos, which is kind of like this. So this one's very public though, and that's pretty much it. Okay, back to cryptos, because what's the safest exchange? No safe exchanges out there. Yeah, I like Bittrex or Binance, and I think I've heard Binance is a little bit safer than Bittrex. That's why you got to use these babies. So you got to use these babies right here, the Nano Ledger. You guys want to do an unboxing of the Nano Ledger? This is literally all. You get it like this. Wait, I can't even see myself. This is a Nano Ledger. This is how you get it. It's in a cool little box. That's the back. And you open it. This is inside. You get a cable with it. You get your My Recovery phrase sheet. And then you get the Nano Ledger. And this is the best way to keep your currencies, and like the safest way. And you turn it on, and like you activate it, you add all your coins in this, and this is your wallet. And it's safe. Away from the internet, away from everything. Let's see. Hello Carlos, where can I buy Ripio? So Ripio, let's go ahead and check that out. So there, I'm sure there's only 2 exchanges, I believe, and I think that's okay. There's a few. Oh wow, it's already on who'll buy, whatever it's called. So I guess you could buy Ripio on Binance, Bittrex, he'll buy, which I don't know how to fucking say it, Binance, Ether Delta, and Gate.io. These are all the exchanges where you can buy. If you don't know that much about CoinMarket, no matter what coin you go into, let's just go into Edgeless, and you go into markets, here you will see where you can buy it. And you can see that this is on Bittrex, on Liquid, Etherex, blah, 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 blah. For example, QSP, which is a really good coin that everyone should be invested in. But it's, which is on Binance. Not QSP. Sum, was it Sum? No, Sub. Sub was the one that we were talking about. that I didn't like the exchange. What the fuck? It's on Binance now? Okay, I take it back. Don't listen to me. But yeah, that's how you check that. And if you want to see if they have social medias, just click here, obviously, and you'll see like all their social media stuff. How's Power doing? This one's a little bit down again. That's fine. I have a feeling this one's not ready yet. Like, that's why I gave it 7 days. I could give a fuck what it does in the next 7 days. It could drop down to $9. I don't care. I have a feeling it'll do like something like that. Where's my lines? Okay, what else? Do you talk all your coins off the exchange before you go to bed? No. Just bought one today. Bro, respect to you. Sorry for calling you a Mexican grasshopper. I don't remember you calling me a Mexican grasshopper. What about Quantum Stamp? Yeah, it's a good coin. XRP has to be for real, right? Isn't that Ripple? I always confuse Ripple with some other coin that's like XPR, XRP. It's like one letter off. I hate Ripple. It is Ripple. Ripple sucks. I feel like Ripple's the worst coin you could be invested in. They freaking had a deal with Amex, and then like Oprah fucking invested in them, and like Bill Gates fucking bought them out, and like they only ran it up to like 12%. I hate Ripple. Great things. Listen, it is possible for any of new ICOs to reach $10 to $50. Is it possible? It is possible. I mean, nothing's impossible. ETN by recommendation. Can you take a look at ETN? Why is everyone talking about ETN? What's a Mexican grasshopper? Different from non-Mexican grasshopper. By the way, y'all could troll with me. I don't get offended easily. Like, I love trolling. Let's see what happens if you look for Mexican grasshopper. What the fuck? There's a place called like Grasshopper Mexican? So y'all saying this is me. I'm a fucking Mexican grasshopper. That's cool. The crickets are going off again. That's funny. What about a cracker Mexican? Cracker grasshopper. What the fuck? Alright. Do you hate the future? Are you talking about the artist or like like in general the future? TNT was alerted a long time ago for members, and the video was actually on YouTube, but I took it off. Are you not sketched out about having your coins jacked from an exchange? Yeah, I worry about that all the time. You just gotta be safe. Like, literally just turn on like the whole email thing, turn on the whole like VPN thing, turn on the two-step authenticator or whatever, so they have to have your phone and like all that shit, and like it's just a lot harder. Bro, tell me why SNC coin. Tell me about SNC coin. So SNC coin is the competition about PowerLedger, and I was doing some research on it. I think that's that solar net coin, whatever, right? That SNC Sun contract, yeah. And I was looking into it, but I didn't think it was going to be a good coin, to be honest. Like, I looked at their location, and it was kind of a shitty place. I believe it's like Belgium. I don't know where it is. And they just didn't impress me. Like, their location was kind of bad, and in the location they were in, there was actually a few people like trying to stop energy productions, and like it just had a lot of things that I just felt like it wasn't good. Like, if you're gonna do any of these, Power is the one to go. I mean, they're in Australia, and like I've been trying to tell you guys before, but Australia is actually predicted to be like the #1. Let's go here. My computer was going faster. So the IEA actually predicts that Australia will become the world energy leader. So that's where Power is from. And then other than that, I mean, if you had to invest in any other one, I would recommend Grid Plus. And they're honestly, their stuff is just a lot better. Like, they actually have a cool product. And I think they're going to do a lot better than Sun Contract. And their videos are actually sick as hell. So, I mean, Grid Token has ended. This ended recently. That's the Grid. And it pretty much does, what Grid does is when all the energy you're not using, it's collecting, and then like it's buying and selling energy at like the market. So whenever it's the cheapest, it's buying it, and whenever it's the highest, it's selling it. So it's literally trading energy for you at the highest and lowest point. So you're actually profiting off of it, and then you could buy and sell yourself, and then you like, grid is awesome. And I think I just obviously I think power is better. But if you want to invest in anything about the solar energy and all that stuff, I think grid is the one to go. And I believe grid is on one exchange. That's the only reason I haven't bought grid, because I don't trust their exchange. Why am I going there? It's right here. Grid Plus. I believe they only have one exchange right now. So they're in Ether Delta, and I honestly didn't like that. Like, that site was so sketchy to me. Like, I did not like it. You can't even search for a coin. But I think the next big one would be Ether Delta. Like, if anyone knows how to use it, like, I don't know how to search for a coin here. Like, you have to go to tokens, and then, like, I guess here, this is how you search for it. And then you go to Delta. What is it called? Grid, not Delta. Where's grid? I'm looking at it. The D's, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Grid. Jesus, why are there so many? Okay, grid. I think it's this one. Like, I didn't even know if it's this one because it doesn't have the plus sign, so I don't know. I got scared. So yeah, I think grid is a good one. I guess, look, is this even grid? Like, how the fuck do I know this is grid? It doesn't say anywhere. Where does it say that I'm in grid? Like, I can't. Like, I would invest so much in grid plus if I knew about that exchange better, but I don't. And they're actually a really good company. Look at that. They could even act. They could be used with Tesla batteries. Okay, so anyways, enough about grid plus. It's Slovenia. Suncoin team sucks. Trig is going to the moon, right? No, I don't like Trig at all. Trig is that coin that like does ARM stuff. I don't like Trig at all. I think they do like security ARM shit. Yep. No, I don't like Trig at all. I hate Trig. If you're gonna be invested in something like that, just go into Rice. Rice has a lot more better, or like Salt, that card thing. Those are a lot better. Trig is going to the moon right now. No. Wags, get it now. How do you feel about Crypto 20 index fund? That sounds like an index. What's on your t-shirt? Oof, you don't even know, man. You don't even know. Alright, let's see. You ready for this? These are gonna be released to all the members like after a while. Goon Squad. And then in the back, are you ready for this? Oh. I don't even know if I'm showing it right. That's what's on my shirt. Look at the end of my URL dashboard. Oh, you're talking about when I was in the Ether Delta one, right? I guess that would make sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, cool, thanks. I should have known that. I don't know how I didn't know that. Bro, how much you made from the time you was in crypto till present, and how much do you think you worth? Did you see my shirt? Have a look at HST, smaller market, high. Hey, it's Daniel Kim. I'm not sure who Daniel Kim is. Oh wait, I don't know who that is. Hey, you're welcome. Great promo. So yeah, I don't know what else you guys want to talk about. I went over a lot of things. I went over like the coin ratios. I went over how I found RCN. I went over like how to look at annual reports, how to find them. Like I never knew this, but like even Hollister has this. Like these were like things when you become an investor, like you start to look at like the most randomest things. Like when I looked at Hollister, which was going to be shorted and shit, like you could see their actual like, where do they have it? Let's actually look at Abercrombie. Fuck Hollister. Abercrombie. No. You know what? Let's look at a better thing. Let's check out pets. PETS was a coin that I invested in. I mean, that I bought at $17. And look at where it went. And you want to know how I found PETS? I'm going to show you exactly how I found PETS. I bought this at $17. And I sold it at like 30 something.
You were doing. Okay. So you were really successful at that. So we'll move into Sage.
What the fuck is this? So this is PETS. It's PetMed. It's stuff for pets. This is how I found this, and this is gonna go a lot higher than where it's at right now. So I bought PETS at like what's it, like $17, and I added more at 20. And the reason I knew PETS was gonna be good, if you go into their thing and you scroll down, you could actually find there. Where is it? Why is everyone changing? Is there a new rule where they changed where like their freaking stuff goes? I guess not there. They changed everything on me. Let's see, affiliated program, my account, help. It shouldn't be around here. About us. Printable order form request. I guess it might be in here. SEC filing. Found it. You're gonna see their sales. Holy shit! It was so obvious this coin was gonna explode. So the one I saw was like in 2015. And let's look at their 8K. I think 8K is the annual report. So I take it wrong. It's 10K. What the fuck? So I think this was the one I saw, and you could see how, oh my gosh, how crazy these people's sales were. Can I make this bigger? This is very small. Oh, word. Okay, screw it. Let's go down. So, that's cost of sale. That's not what I'm looking for. This is the fiscal year. This is reorder sales. Oh, I think I passed it. I think I've gone too far. So for starters, I mean their assets went up, but this isn't what I'm looking for. Is this it? Cost of sales. No. Is this it? No, that's the whole shares thing. And net income. This is not it either. Yeah, I think this was it. From 17 to 20, from 14 to 2016, dividends paid out. Oh, man, that's not what I'm looking for. Okay, apparently I suck at these now. This was a bad example. Anyways, I guess it was that one. If you want to look at like a company and how they're doing, you want to look at companies that, okay, this is stocks. I don't talk about that. If y'all want to talk about stocks, let me know in the comments and I'll talk about it. That's the same as PowerLedger. Bro, about RDN, I would, can you take a look? He said under 13 cents. How soon does blockchain wear out like new websites? Damn, this has to be the most hilarious and most informative live chat about cryptos. Yeah, I'll talk about everything. Bro, what do you think about RDN? I just noticed, is your logo based on the company of Jordan Barefoot? Everyone says that. No. And you want to know something? My logo used to be like a fucking owl. And then I got a tattoo for it. Like, you see this owl? That's because that was the original logo. But people didn't take a fucking owl serious. So I changed it to a lion. And it was actually off of an energy drink brand that I had bought. But we never did anything with it. So I transferred the logo over. That's funny. But yeah, people have said that before. I just noticed. Oh yeah, we talked about. Do you know any healthcare blockchains? Okay, for real. That cricket in the house outside. How far south are you? This is why there's crickets. This is why you hear crickets. There's crickets in here. I keep crickets for fun. Like, I love crickets. I'm a huge cricket person. No, I'm just kidding. I don't keep fucking crickets for fun. No, I have a centipede, and I have a tarantula, and a bearded dragon, and then I have 2 pythons. That's why I have like all these like fucking crickets, because the crickets are for the centipede, the bearded dragon, and the tarantula. And then I give mice to the 2 pythons, which are over there. I could get one. One sec. Okay, they're tangled, but these are the 2 pythons. But they're very tangled. Okay, they're tangled. I can't get them apart. These are the 2 pythons. Okay, Neo, biggest gainers, ETAs. Sorry, back to coin talk, please. Who is that back there? Beethoven? No, that's Napoleon. We've talked a lot about coins. I mean, ask questions. I don't know what else to talk about. Ask questions and I'll answer them. Think of questions while I fucking get some pizza and open a beer. Yeah, you guys want a good altcoin for 2018 vibe? No, I already have the top 5 ICOs for 2018. Any questions? ETN, GOON, Tron. Okay, what is ETN? Everyone keeps talking about it. Okay, you guys are talking about this because it wasn't like a top gainer today. Maybe it was Einsteinium. I think it was Einsteinium. Yeah, it's not that one. Okay, let's see. ETN. What the? Electronium. So total supply is 5 billion. The volume is 448 million. When this was opened, what? On the 4th? What markets it's on? Okay, first of all, this coin is on some shitty. I mean, I don't know about Cryptopia, or is this like an ICO going live now or what? Is this an ICO that's still live? I'm guessing it is. Okay, I'll have to look into this a lot more, but I'm guessing it's like a token because it looks like it says token sell stats, like if they're still being sold. I don't know. Someone tell me if they're still being sold. They have 5 billion supply. That is kind of a lot. So this coin's going to be trading at like, oh, I was going to say cents, but it's already here, 0.02. 54 Bitcoin volume. I can't tell you anything. I mean, I can't see the circulating supply. I'm guessing it's like 1/3 of this. So I'm guessing the circulating supply is going to be 2 billion, 3 billion. And the market cap, I don't know. I mean, it's been in since the 4th. And does it say here? It's not even going to show me here now. Let's look at this real quick. So the volume from 2 million, it's gone to about 79 million, but that's 24. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to guess this is around $20 million market cap. Max supply 21 billion. I don't know. I can't really tell you anything. Like, I can't see the circulating supply. I don't know what the fuck happened here. This has just been going. What's up with this? I can't tell you anything. This just is out of my comfort zone. I'll have to look more into it because I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know anything about ETN. I don't know what people are into it for. ICO is over. What about Blocknet? The website was hacked, so the blockchain was taken offline. I hope you're not grabbing a hot pocket. No. Fucking judging me already? It's pizza. Okay, how do you gauge when a pump is about to peak? You mean like when it's gonna happen? Or like when the pump is gonna drop? What do you mean by that? Can you look up Wax ICO? I saw Wax already. And so I made a list of like the top 20 ICOs that were coming out and stuff, and I looked into them. I did all the shit that I usually do, and I already know the top. Well, in my opinion, I know what the top 5 best ones for 2018 are gonna be. The only one I will release is like Spectrum, something like that. Crypto 20 Fund Index. Is it a legit ICO? Index just sounds like it's trying to be a graph for all the freaking currencies. Like, can I get one quick opinion on HST? Of course. HST. Decision token. Simple coin, by the way, is another good ICO. It's like one of the best ICOs coming out. $10 million market cap. Volume is 275. 30. I don't know. I don't really mess with coins that much that are under like $30 million market cap, because I just don't see enough history on it. This was on the 14th. Like, so this is why I don't really get to these coins. Like, for example, what was that coin? There's a coin on Bittrex that was recently released, and that we're talking about that coin that was like, it's been like almost like RCN pretty much. That coin that it's already has like $2 million like 24 hours. Well, it's at like 8 million, and I think it even hit 13 million. So I'm interested in something more like that. I mean, something that it's an ICO that opened and only has brought like $10 million. I mean, that just doesn't really catch my attention that much. When I'm trading something, I need it to be either a top loser or a top gainer, or have a lot of attention. So if you search up Supernova, I believe that's what it's called. What the fuck? Supernova stocks. So when I'm trading and day trading and all that stuff, when I'm trading these coins, it's all based on this section here, like the pump and the dump. Like, I don't give a fuck about these areas unless I'm going to invest in the company. For example, with RCN, that's a whole different story. Or with Power, that's a whole different story, because I was actually investing in them. And I actually plan to buy back and hold them. But when I'm day trading and scalping and stuff like that, if it's really flat, I don't give a fuck about it. But it has to be in areas like this, because like these little bounces, like this was like literally well, I can't really say that, but I would have known that that was a good buy point. Why? Because that's literally like the old resistance where it broke out from and then bounced up. So I mean, look at these huge runs. That's why I like these like supernova type of like. That's what they're called. So I trade them in these sections. I mean, look, there's a pattern right there, so I knew it was going to break out. There was a pattern right here, a hooligan, so I knew it would break out. Once it crossed under this, I knew it was going to go to shit. And then that's boring. I don't need to be trading it in this area. I don't need to be day trading in these areas. I want to day trade when it has high volume, when it has the most movement. In other words, when it has a very high ATR or AVR, average true ATR, average true range. And if you don't know what that is, average true range, it's pretty much how much it moves in the day. So ATR is a technical analysis volatility indicator originally developed. Okay, pretty much what it does is like, if on the day this coin is moving $1, all the time the average true range is $1. So every day it's moving like around $1. So you want something with a high average true range, which is a lot of coins that have like high volume, top losers or top gainers, because in the last few days they've been moving a lot. If it has an average true range of like 2 cents or like 5 cents or 20 cents, like how much are you really going to make on something that's been moving 20 cents the past few days? So this is a little bit more for stocks, but I integrated with cryptocurrencies. You just can't see the ATR. I believe Bittrex might have that, but I mean, it's not something that you could see, but I believe it has an average true range tool. So yeah, it has an average true range tool. Like if I want to look at the past, I don't know, I usually use 13. I'll see the average true range, and I mean, you can see that here it had a high average true range, so you know that this is a really good area to trade. Like, this is a high average true range area, so when this dip happened, you know that there's going to be more movement coming, because it's very high average true range. What else? Let's look at Power. That probably had a high average true range. Where is Power at, by the way, now? Still being fucking sleepy. So right off the back, I can tell that pretty much what we've been talking about. Like, I don't know if you saw this, but I was talking about that if a coin has a pattern, for example, the hooligan, or for example, this one, which is PowerLedger. If you draw this like inverted hooligan that it has, you see how it's kind of taking so long? I mean, this is an inverted hooligan. So the example I gave, if you just started watching, was like pretty much when you're jogging and you're like running, and then you get that like that jogger's high or like that runner high, and you're like running super fast, and that's when like the coin is moving up. Eventually you start to get tired and you start walking, and you start like jogging and you slow down. So I mean, that's what I talk about, like side movement. You're pretty much just exhausted. You're getting exhausted, and the longer you keep going while you're getting exhausted, you're gonna get super exhausted. Eventually you're gonna sit down and take a breather, and when you sit down, obviously, like the metaphor or whatever you want to talk about it, the stock would drop or the coin would drop. So that's why when I mention stuff about this coin is super exhausted or it's getting exhausted, that's what I mean. That it's just that it's taking too long inside the pattern, and that it's been too long, which is what Power has, that it could eventually just like, and that's what I mean by getting exhausted. So if you look back at the 30-minute ones, you could see the actual like what I mean about it's getting exhausted. So I mean, this was obviously boring. It started to get that runner's high. It's been running. It's going crazy. I mean, this is a very high. I mean, if you were to draw a line here, you can see that it had a pretty high average true range throughout this whole time that it was being like hyped and ran a lot. And like now you see that the average true range, which is how much it's moving per day, like coins, which you can literally see and you've known how it's been really boring. It's just been dropping and dropping and dropping, and it's getting exhausted. So if no volume kicks in, or no news, or like the news on Monday isn't like as good as expected or anything, I mean, this will most likely fall, and it'll get an average true range of really low. Well, it'll actually run back up, but it'll be like the opposite. It'll be like dropping. So that's pretty much what average true range means. And what I mean by a coin that is in a pattern that just takes too long. What else? Test. Is it too late to buy sub? Look at HSR. What about B2X? What do you think about POR? Damn, Goon. Just dropped a shit ton of knowledge all up on you. Who did? I don't know. Who dropped knowledge on me? Any opinion on health? Hold that, bro. Thanks. Napoleon's creeping. That shit costs like $1,800. Not even like a please or kinder way of asking. I would look at HSR for you. Damn, Goon just dropped a shit ton of knowledge up on you. Oh, you're okay. You were saying like I drop knowledge on the people anytime. Will QSP follow on that power? Follow what power did? So I'm guessing you're new, but okay. Well, I can't really announce it. That's not fair. I can't talk about it. Sell and buy RCN. What about BTG? Sub just got dumped. Khalid, keep it. Does GOON alerts get ICO alerts too? Yeah, so I already have the top 5. I don't really trade them all the time, but I started to look into some, and there was actually some that actually caught my attention, so that means a lot, because I hate ICOs. Because there's no there's no history for me to go to. You're pretty much just guessing and assuming it's going to be a good company. And I'm going to take a bite of this pizza. Yeah, I saw him at like Copenhagen or one of those. I just took him. Hasn't this been a top gainer in like Bittrex? Pretty sure I saw HSR somewhere. No, hold up. I got this. I think it was in the top. Oh shit, wrong thing. The fuck? I don't know. I could have sworn I saw that somewhere. So let's see. Oh come on, this has a market cap of 832 million, dude. I can't even look at it. That's just such a high market cap. That's probably where I've seen it from. It's up here somewhere. Yeah, that just has too high of a market cap for me. It's pretty much going back to the decision of me going into RCN rather than using Power. Like if I talk about it again for anyone that's new watching new, Power right now is at like 0.82. If it was to run to like the target that I kind of would have sold at, like if I'm telling myself if I'm still in it, where would I have sold at? Which is, it's like at 130, 133. Let's just use the higher number to give it a higher percentage. So at 133, it's only going to give me 62% gains. So this just kind of goes back to like HSR, like the market cap is at 8 billion. Like how much higher could it really go? You think like it would have to go to 1.6 billion, which is passing a shitload of good coins. It would have to pass Quantum, Lisk, and be under NEM, and Oil and IOTA, and just to get 100%. So you're pretty much investing in this to get 100%. Keep in mind you're in the cryptocurrency world, which where 100% I could make that in the bathroom taking a dump. So back to the whole thing, like if I was still in Power and it went to 133, I mean, I would only get 62%. So I'm really fighting for 62%, and I've already made, like, I got this at 0.23, and it was sold at 0.97. So it's I've already made 321%. I'm fighting for 60% when I could literally just keep RCN, and if RCN just goes to 17 cents, I would make as much as I think it was 17.5. Where is RCN at now? Isn't it? Okay, RCN. It's at 12 cents. Okay, it is at 12 cents. So if it goes just to 12 cents, I would be making like 45% gains. I guess it would have to go to 20 cents. 2018, 19. Okay, a little bit more. 19.5. Okay, so it would have to go to pretty much 19.5 for me to make as much as I would be fighting for in power. But keep in mind, like what we just talked about power and it getting exhausted and it being up so much, like if it goes 100%, I mean, it would be at like $600 million market cap. And at a $600 million market cap, we're talking about this coin being at, oh, this is not right. I have to go to market cap here. We're talking about this coin being at like pretty much where BitConnect is and Waves and Populous. That's just a lot harder, and that's if it runs 100%. So I don't know, I just feel like you're fighting for 65% on something that already, in my opinion, that already made me 320% when I could jump into RCN, and RCN is literally like at the lowest point you could buy. Like it's so cheap, like going back to the whole cushion thing, like if RCN falls, it's right here, and this is like the lowest point. I literally fall, like I don't get hurt. But with what is this coin? With power, it's gone up so high, like it could literally just fall and it'll actually hurt me, because it's so high. So I think it's a lot better to be invested into RCN, and we already in the beginning of the video we talked about all the patterns and how it's been building that hooligan. And if it breaks up to this point, I think we talked about it, it would be like the 60 cents pretty much. I mean the 60% gains. So just for RCN to go to here, it's pretty much what I would be fighting for with power, a coin that is so high that could drop at any point, unless of course it goes to like $2, $3. But you're kind of just pushing it by that point. So I feel like you're better off in RCN, or like in your example, if you're looking at two coins, do the same thing that I just showed you and check what coin would give you the better return on your investment. Just because it's a coin, don't fall in love with a coin. I mean, falling in love with a coin, like you'll catch it cheating on you and then you'll cry. IOP. Oh yeah, I day traded this. Again, this has just a really low market cap. The only thing that's really attractive about this coin is that it has a very, very, very low circulating supply. So I mean, it could be at like $80 and it'll only be like what, $50 million market cap, whatever. I don't know if you do the math. I'm just not a big fan of the low market cap. Like this, usually when coins like this, I usually just kind of like, I consider them like, I know this might not be a shit coin, but I consider it like a, so it's at $4 million market cap. If $2 million leave, you just lost 50% of your money. So that's just a very high risk. That's why I like to keep it between 30 million up to like 70 million when I'm just looking into the coin and when I'm looking for a high return on investment. Obviously, when it comes to like NEO and like long-term investments and all that, that doesn't matter. When I'm looking into those top next runners and stuff, it's coins that are between $30 million market cap up to like $70 million market cap that could go to 150 million market cap, and that's 3 times your money. And it's only $150 million market cap. It could drop $50 million and you would lose what, like 20%? This coin, if $2 million are gone, you will lose 50% of your money. So in this case, this one just has a very, very low market cap, and it's just kind of sketchy. This is one of those coins that I would pretty much just put like, I don't know how much money you're investing with, but for me, as like to mess around with, I would just be dropping like $3,000, $5,000 just to mess with it and like hope that it goes to like $50 million in market cap, and then my $3,000 would be like whatever, like $13,000 or whatever it adds up to. But it just doesn't have a really high market cap, and it's been around since December. So I mean, that is just sketchy to me. Okay. Can you explain how you see that power don't go over $10 or depth? So I mean, you're talking about I think that power could hit like up to $14, which is what I gave. The fourth target was I think at 14 or $17, but that's just kind of far from now. We're talking about maybe like 2020, 2022, 2025, like the year wise. If you talk about power hitting $10, which is so if you're new to cryptocurrencies, the price does not matter. What matters is the market cap. That's the actual value, evaluation of the company. That's actually what it's worth. That's actually where your return on your investment come from. It doesn't matter what dollar it is. It doesn't matter. Like a lot of people would buy a coin that it's like at 2 cents just because, oh, it's at 2 cents, and if it goes to 50 cents, I will become a millionaire. Like that doesn't happen. If it's at 2 cents, it might have a Ripple, for example. Ripple is a perfect example, which is why I hate Ripple. Like, it has a $9 billion market cap and it's trading at 24 cents. So people think that like coins like this, when they're like, when they have a very high circulating supply and total supply, which in this case it has 38 billion, if it's trading at like a penny, it's super hard for this coin to be like at 20 cents. Obviously Ripple, it was a different case, but Ripple had like it's Ripple. So I mean, for Ripple to go to 40%, you're already talking about this at like a $20 billion market cap. And at a $20 billion market cap, you're talking about it being pretty much where like Bitcoin Cash is. So I don't know. And even if it does go to $20 billion market cap, you're talking about 100% gains when I just told you that RCN could give you up to like 370%. Just the way I told you that Power was going to run 300% and look what it did. So you need to remember that just because it's super cheap, it doesn't mean it's going to go up. What matters is the market cap. So back to the thing, Power, just because it's under $1 doesn't mean it could easily go to $10 and you'll make 10 times your money. You have to think about it market cap wise. So if it was to go to $10 a coin, so now you'll know how to do this. $10 a coin, you're going to multiply that by the circulating supply. So you're going to multiply that by the circulating supply. So 10 times 350, which is right here, 354, and then 900. So you're pretty much talking about it being at a $3.5 billion market cap, and I don't know how soon you expect to see $10, but if it was to be at $10, you're pretty much talking about this coin being over Ripple. Oh no, I'm just kidding. I was thinking of 10 million. You're thinking about this coin being higher than Neo, pretty much. Like, I just find that super hard right now for Power to hit $10 and be at like higher than like Neo right under Litecoin. So you got to think about market like power. You got to think about the market cap. So what, to me, more realistically, I don't know, it's like $3 to $4, and at $3 to $4, I mean, I don't know, it might be a little bit like around this section, and that's a little more possible. How do you break up investment? 60% goes to Bitcoin, 30% and 10%. So almost 80% of my account has been built off coins that I held up to 3 months. If you go back and look at my track record and you see on my Twitter and my Facebook and you actually look into it, I held Ethereum for like 3 months. It was Bitcoin for like 3 months. What was it? Neo for 3 months, Lisk for like 3 months. So it's been my 80% of my portfolio has been built on actual investments, not like scalping. When you scalp, you have to be right like 70% of the time with hundreds of trades. And when you invest in less coins, for example, if you just put all your money in one coin, you have to be right one time to make money. And I don't mind. Like, this is why it takes so long doing research, which is what happened with Neo. Like, or even with Skechers, it took me 3 months to evaluate Skechers and like for me to actually put all my money into it. And look what it did. It went from 19 all the way to $30 for me, which in stocks is huge, in like 6 months. So I'd rather you not trade for the next 3 months and literally study every fucking thousands of coins that are out there just to look into that one coin. Literally, like what I literally do is I have the list of like 10 coins and I write down, okay, where can this coin go? So I start doing the market caps, and once I have the market caps of each coins, I say like, okay, well, from the price it's at right now, if it was to hit that market cap, it would go up 5 times. Like you've seen this on my videos. If you look at my videos, you see like all the coins, and I literally do that. So I know like Neo could only give me 5 times my money, and Power could only give me 3 times my money, and Ripple could only give me negative my money, and I hate Ripple. Whatever, all that kind of stuff, you know. Goodbye, Jumbo. So I'd rather you do that for 3 months, and then for the next 3 months, hold a Neo coin, hold a Power coin, hold the next Ethereum, hold a coin that's going to give you the most of your investment. I mean, it takes you 3 months to just, I mean, I'm just exaggerating. Maybe you could do this in like a week. I mean, you take 3 months to freaking check what coin is the best. And then you hold it for the next 3 months. In 6 months, if that coin does good and you're up 500, 400%, you just made 500% in 6 months, and you're going to be a lot higher in your account than you would be in like trading in and out of coins in 6 months, unless you're like really experienced or like stuff like that, if that makes sense. Litcoin, yeah, I always say Litcoin. Let me find me. Thanks, Carlos. Gotta go. Zcoin, how many of your alerts do you actually put on Twitter? Very little. A lot of like. A lot of the stuff I post on Twitter is either really delayed, like a lot of the YouTube videos are posted like once the coin's up 30 to 40%. So for example, Neo was up like 50% when I put the video. Lisk was already up like at, I don't know how far up. RCN was at 9 cents, and now it's at like 13 cents, which I believe that is almost like 30. If you look at the RCN video, it was at 9 cents. And right now it's like at 12 cents, which is already up 33%. And then I posted it on Twitter, so it's kind of delayed. And I don't share everything on Twitter. So on Twitter, I don't mind announcing like, oh, RCN, like right now, like RCN is a great buy, but you're not gonna know when I'm selling. You're not gonna know when I'm like playing the dips. You're not gonna know what transformations I'm doing. But you could still get a lot of good information. I don't keep everything to myself. I wouldn't be sharing all that in Twitter. So hey Goon, what about BTG? Ethereum Classic, okay, scam coin. I don't know about okay Cash being a scam coin. So for example, this is something that wasn't on Twitter. Like what I did was from Power, I sold Power at 0.97, and it had that drop. I actually had a huge fight with a lot of the admins and people and like the staff from Power because they thought I caused it to dip, which I don't think I did. So I sold at 0.97, and I went into Ethereum, and then Ethereum made me like 15%. I don't remember how much it made me. It made me money. I don't care. Let's just say it gave me 5%. So it gave me 5%, and PowerLedger was at 71 cents. So I made money as Ethereum went up, and then PowerLedger went down. So I was able to get more coins just because I made more money, and then it dropped, so I was able to buy even more coins. So I bought it at 0.71, and I sold it again at 0.84. So I made a lot more money than I had. So those are the kind of stuff that you don't see in Twitter. You don't see news all the time. You don't see a lot of the scalps. Like sometimes in a day, I'll put like 3 scalps that do 30% gains. So you would make a little. I mean, like what, like 90% in a day. But it's off 3 coins. Like that's not alerted on Twitter. So there's just a bunch of stuff that you miss out on. So, but it just depends, you know. Hey Legend. Hey Mike. Does BTG fail? Let's see. I don't know. I sold it already. So again, this is something that happened. I was in Power. I had bought it again at 81 cents, and I sold it at 82 cents. So I made like barely anything. What was it, like 0.5%? I bought it at 0.77, but whatever. Let's just say at 0.81. And I sold it at 0.82, so I made like 1%, and I was trading like 300,000, so it was a lot. It's been really exhausting and boring. So while Power was boring, I went into BTG, and I bought it at 375, and I ended up selling it like at 390. So I made a little bit off that. So from 375 and then the sell at 390. While Power didn't do anything, BTG made me money, so I could literally buy back Power right now, and I would buy even more coins than I had, and that's how I kept adding on to all the, like right now I could buy it at 0.79, and I would buy it a lot more coins. I would be able to buy like 4% more coins than I had, and if we're talking about like 100,000, 10,000, I mean it's a lot. So that wasn't actually like, that wasn't alerted. And BTG was sold, which that's not on Twitter either. And BTG was sold pretty much because it started to be a little slow. I'm not saying it's gonna like it's the stop's gonna run, but it just goes back to that whole being exhausted thing. So this was pretty much like the the pattern that I posted on Twitter, and that what I was mentioning was this, but it started to go underneath it, and it just took a little bit too long. And I'm pretty sure if you look at the ATR, it's going to be going down, and there it is. Like, I don't even need to look at that. I already know how the fucking studies look. Not like in a cocky way. It's just because it took so long. Like, it's not even in a pattern anymore. It's already past it. I mean, this is a pattern. You have this spot, this spot, this spot, and this spot. It took so long, and now it's out of the pattern. So now I'm not even confident in it. So it was sold, and I sold like, and I took some money. Like, that's great. And then I could buy back power if I want to. I actually went to RCN, and it's getting exhausted. And I mean, you could even see that it's kind of just getting tired. I mean, it's kind of been going down. Like, so that's how I was able to catch that pretty much. And it looks like it hit as low as 0.045, which is pretty much where I bought, because I bought in this area here. What else? I'm sure Williams R is also going down. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That also wasn't mentioned as well, of course. Hey Carlos, do you think it's good timing to invest in Ethereum today, or hold for 6 months, or for longer? It just depends. Like I said, if you're trading with like $50,000 or higher, or a couple $100,000, you would be better. You'd be fine in Ethereum, but just don't go all into Ethereum, because these coins are so high. Like, when I went into Ethereum, like, I bought and sold within 24 hours, and it made me like 15%. Like, I bought the breakout, I kind of played it all the way to like 420, 415 from like 380, 375, and I sold it right away. And it made me 15%, which was part of the whole buying and selling out of power thing. But as far as holding up to 6 months, I would think you could leave some money in there, but like, I don't like doing that, just because I know, like, not in a cocky way like at all, but I know I'm good at choosing coins, so I know I'll be better off choosing the next power. Even if it runs like 100%, it's just going to give me more than Ethereum would give me in 6 months, unless Ethereum goes to like, I don't know, $2,000, because Ethereum could go to $800 and you're only going to be up 100%, when RCN just has to go to 20 cents and you'll make 100%, and then anything off from there, you're making a lot more. I mean, the longer you hold the coin, for example, if you bought it at 0.11 and it goes to 0.22, you'd be up 100%. And every single cent higher, you're already making 9%. So before, I mean, from, obviously this is a little obvious, but if you went from 0.11 to 0.12, you were up 9%. You still be up at 9%. So I guess if it goes to from 0.50, so from 0.50, let's do 0.30 actually, because that's a little high. So if it goes up 1 cent from 0.30, instead of being up 9%, I'm pretty sure you'd be up a lot more. So from 354, you'd go, what the fuck? Ah, man, I'm using 350. So from 330, which is 0.72, and then you go to 2.31, you're just making a higher percent. And the higher it goes, the more you make. So from 0.51, then you would be making like 12% per cent now. So yeah, it's just crazy. And it's just harder with Ethereum like that. It's just so high. Electronium. We already went over Electronium a few times. You think EOS will replace ETH? I don't know. I already traded EOS. EOS was alerted at 60 cents to like 50 to 60 cents, and it was sold at $2. There might be a video on it on YouTube actually. Buy ARC. I've already traded ARC. Yeah, I love Ethereum way more than I like Bitcoin. I don't like Bitcoin at all. I mean, I know it started everything, but I don't know. I've never been a big fan of it, and it's really just because the return on investments for me have been a lot bigger with all these other coins, and like, I've just never liked Bitcoin. I mean, I don't trade Bitcoin. I've traded Bitcoin Gold, but I haven't traded Bitcoin in so long. The only time I own Bitcoin is when I sell a coin in Bittrex or any like exchange, and like I'm forced to own Bitcoin. Your predictions are on point, by the way. I hope you have enough money to join. I hope I have enough money to join Conroy, maybe after my first big win. Announce that block cat. I've seen block cat. I'm looking at Go network as a future. I see what sell point you call on RCN. So with RCN, it really depends. I mean, like I said, I would like to see it go to this area first, which I think was 0.14. And then from this point on, this one would be 0.17, if I remember. And I don't know, I might keep it just because it would be like power all over again. Like once it breaks this, it's just going to explode, which is exactly what power did. I guess if you're new, we would have to go over that again. So RCN has the same exact pattern that power has. I'm not saying it's going to explode. I'm just saying it has the same pattern. If you look at this, like this, whatever, it started with the ICO up here. It kind of went down and had this peak. And then it failed to go under support a few times. Well, twice. 1, 2. It finally went under, and then it started creating higher lows, which is this one, this one, this one, and I'm sure there'll be more. I'm not saying it's going to run now. And then this is resistance, and it's trying to break over that. And then eventually it'll break over it, and it'll run to this area. Once it breaks this, which is around 0.175 cents, it'll go to 30 cents, and I almost have no doubt. And that's exactly what happened with power. If you look at it, if you look at this down here, it's the exact same thing that power had when I found it, and I found it the same exact way. So pretty much resistance is, where's resistance? It's around this area here. This one's a little bit harder to put, but it had the spike. It tried to go underneath some. It kind of did. It kind of didn't, and it finally went underneath, and then it started to create this higher highs, and then eventually it broke out. Once it broke over that, it ran back to the peak area, which is right here. And from this peak area, you could even see it struggle a little bit. How do I make this bigger? Wow, what the fuck? You have to move it a lot to be able to control it. So from that, this line that I just drew, which is the peak over here. Okay, you can't see it. It actually struggled there because that was like the peak, and then it broke out of that. And once it broke out of that, I mean, if you were in power, you know exactly what happened. My dog's trying to get my pizza. And that's pretty much what RCN has right now. So again, it has the peak, and then it has these higher lows, which you can see here. These higher lows, and it's attempting to break, and eventually it breaks, and it hits this area for sure, which is the spike over here. That's the next history mark it could go to. It struggled there, and then it broke out, and that's exactly what RCN has right now. It's a lot easier to see this chart because it's not messing up with all the candlesticks over there. But here's the 2 times that it failed. Here's the peak area. It finally went underneath. It's creating these higher lows. I'm sure it'll continue this pattern, and then in the next 7 days, which is what I'm assuming, it could break out, and then it'll hit over to this area. And like I bet it'll do exactly what I'm saying right now, and you'll see this in the future. It'll break over to this area, and once it's in that area, guess what? You're gonna see it struggle here a little bit because that's the peak, which is what power did. Right down. Oh my god. Okay, fuck it. And yeah, and then once it breaks that, I mean, then you see a run. And I found it the same way, the same fucking way. I obviously I do a little bit more than this, but just a real quick way that I found it, that I could show you real quick is, I look at the top volume, and if you look at power, so power had a 30. Power obviously had a lot less, but power was pretty much in like 78th place. I don't know, the picture's in Twitter. In 78th, from 90 to 78 to 78th place ranking as far as market cap wise, but it was on the very top when you look at top volume for the past 24 hours, and I saw that it was there for like 2 or 3 days. So I was like, something's gonna happen. And now RCN actually has the exact same thing. It's right here, like 95 ranking, and it's around 19, 75, 11, 60. It's over Zcoin now. It actually passed Zcoin, which yesterday was not like this. So it's had more volume today than Zcoin has. It's gonna eventually catch up to like Radeon over here. This has like 9 million, only 3 million more, and it'll catch up to Radeon. And you bought it at a market cap of 58 million. I mean, this could go to 120 million, and it's so low still. If it goes to 120 million, that's 100%. And 120 million, you're talking about it being here with Ethos, SYS Coin, OX, Civic. That's good. That's good. So that's how I found that. And obviously, I mean, you could see all the alerts that I've been alerting that are like up there. Where is it? I mean, there's PowerLedger. Here's EOS. There's Lisk, QuantStomp. Where's the rest? Ripio and Zcoin. I mean, these are all the ones in storage. These are all the ones we've been trading, and they have low market cap with high volume. So yeah. Oh, I thought this ran. I thought this was the little pattern that we were in right now, and then it exploded. I was like, well, there goes it. There it goes. But yeah, it's just getting pretty exhausted. Okay, back to what the fuck is this even? This is illegal. Ripple. Where is this? Okay, this is RCN. So right now it's at 14670, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna go to like the support area and bounce around. Okay, what else do we got? Got him. Google GOON alerts on Twitter. It's at GOON alerts. How old were you when you first got into trading? I was 17. He has a discount on it, man. Get it going. Still on. Yeah, there's like 2 more hours for the discount. What about his Twitter? What am I looking at? My Twitter is at GOON alerts. You can just look through my pictures. You can see all the like predictions that I've made. Like I make a lot of drawings. And you can see like the before and after, I guess. Actually, the last one was off RSN. Like I knew it was gonna go. Well, okay, whatever. You could look at them. That's a tough one because RCN and Zcoin are like right there. They're like at the same, you know. Like you just saw them. They were like right under each other. And yesterday they were right next to each other. But it just goes back to like the cushion thing. So if you look at yesterday, they were both actually Ripio was right underneath Zcoin. I think I took a picture of it. They were both like right next to each other. But I mean, where would you be better off? Like, just this is just common sense, okay? Zcoin is already at $130 million market cap, and it's trading $8 million in to the last 24 hours. While Ripio is at $58 million, so you're buying something a lot cheaper that's trading at a lot higher. That's all I gotta say. Thanks, bro. Do your advice bought yesterday at 0.90. I want to buy ACC with Bitcoin. What is the entry point for RCN? ACN was talked about at 0.9. It's already up 30%. Thanks for the discount. I bought gold plan. If you guys are joining, I have to send all the emails manually, so you just gotta wait until I send everything. Edgeless coin was already traded too, so I'm done with it. We made a lot of money with Edge. It was pretty much when they were releasing the like app, and they posted the picture of like the poker thing and all that. That's when Edge was traded, and we made a lot with Edge. Napoleon, yeah, he's actually alive. If you caught it on video, just send it to me, and I would cry because that's scary. Napoleon, he's cool. But yeah, again, we're at 2 hours again, so I'm gonna cut this off. It was good talking to all of you. I hope a lot of you now understand like where I come from and how much I actually know. And I don't mean it in a cocky way, but a lot of people will like, they troll me on Twitter, and I troll back. Like when you see me on Twitter, I troll back to people. Like I think someone on YouTube said I was like why do you have that gay picture? And I was like, because I'm gay. On this one, oh, that's me live right now. Awkward. On this Rupio one,
the news is full of story.
Wow, it already has 300 views. This guy, he's like, why gay thumbnail? And I just put like, I replied saying, what happened to my reply? What, that was weird. I put, because I'm gay. So yeah, I just troll with people. But anyways, yeah, I just hope you understand like that I have been doing this for a while and I have a lot of knowledge in it. I never stop learning. I don't know everything. I always learn. I keep learning things all the time. But I could give you guys a lot of good tips. I mean, everything that I've learned in the past like 6 years, 7 years, whatever it's been, I could pass on to you guys, and that's pretty much what I do with GOON alerts. And now you know, like, I'm not just like a random guy out there throwing like random trades. Like when I throw out an alert, there's a reason like that I'm throwing it out. And I may be wrong. I'm not right. I'm not like perfect. I'm not gonna be right every single trade. Like I've made the wrong trades. Like who knows? RCN could go to like 7 cents. I don't know. Or and Power could go to like $5 tomorrow. I don't know. But at least all my alerts and everything that I'm showing to you is backed up by all this stuff that I do. It's not just random. A lot of people, this is literally how a lot of rookies trade, and I'm going to show you, and I bet I will call some of you out. This is literally how you guys trade. You go here, you click top gainers, and you trade some of these coins. That's literally how you trade. Like that's all I have to say. That's some of you out there. Are there any learning tools you offer? Oh my god, yeah, man. There's a whole DVD you get in GOON alerts. You get a whole DVD with if you go back on this video, you'll see I posted a lot of the video. But yeah, you get this DVD, which is like the key to becoming a successful trader. Can you like give your email address? Yeah, it's on the website too. It's just Carlos Valadez at goonalerts.com. And you can pay with any coin too. Ooh, I don't know why that's orange. Does the 70% extend the year or just 1 month? I'm not sure what you mean. Is there any way to see how much the market cap have changed in the past week or month? Not really. I don't know. Not that I know of. Do you alert when to put a stop signal? A lot of the times, yeah. And I visually show a picture. So like, literally what I do is this. So you can see how it's done. I literally like print screen this. Whoa, no. I draw the line first. Come on. Let's go back a little bit. So I draw the line first, which is pretty much PowerLedger is already like underneath that whole thing, so that's kind of weird. Like if you look at this, oh no, it's right there. Okay, cool. Anyways, dang, I can't even draw the hooligan anymore. It's taking so long. This is pretty much like I'm doing this real quick. I obviously need this a lot better. But I take a screenshot of this, print screen picture, go to paint. I drop it. I cut it to where it's an important part. I'm doing this as fast as I can. Just because I post a lot of pictures, maybe y'all don't understand it. So what I mean, when I post this, the top of the square is where I think it's going to hit and stop. If you notice, right now I'm putting it here because that's where it could run to and double top. It's green because that's the buy area. And then if whoa, okay, pretend that's green. And then the other one, I don't know what's happening to it. And then I would post the red one, and the red one would be if it goes under this point, that's pretty much like the red part. And then I just bring it back because it's obviously not important down there. And it could drop like, and then I don't really always put the drop thing on this one, but that's pretty much what I mean when I do these. If you were like wondering what I do or what they mean. So if it goes inside this part, it's pretty much just done. Like it's pretty much gonna break down. And I'll even sometimes draw it out for you guys. Like, oops, where is it? Like from this part down, like that's pretty much just like the red zone. And it could, and it could obviously do something like this. And this is an important part, and it could break out to this part. So that's what these pictures are, and I send them out. And you could see some on Twitter. And everything else is always posted on the chat. Can you show example of SMS? Sure. I think. Let's see. It's ran with Mind. I don't know if I could log in here, but we'll give it a shot. gmail.com. I don't know my password. Fuck. Let's see if it's this one. Oh wow, it was. So yeah, this is the alerts that have been given. I mean, there is a lot. There's RCN. There is threshold, I think. Okay, I'm not sure what that was. That was like something else. There's Z coin 24. I'm just giving an alert out. It was at $24 at that point, and the market cap is at 20 whatever million. You can keep going. You can keep going. Another $15,000 of power have been bought at 0.53. So this was when power was at 0.53, which is what I was telling you that I was like buying like in and out. Power, that's at 0.43. Congrats, it's at 39 cents. What an achievement. That was so little. Power next week token will be announced on Challengely. That was a lot of the times I give news out. So like if like for example this was news like that it was going to be announced on Challengely, and I posted it so you guys could know. Let's go up a little bit high because these were all about power. This was Lisk. Another target, kaboom, slowly racking all the targets. This was a buy at $6, and then the target was at $9. It was actually at $9.41. So I actually told a lot higher. There's Strat. Let's see how Strat is doing. I mean, the first target for Strat was $5. And it looks like the current price was at $3.78. So let's see how this target did. I don't remember how this did, Strat. If it went down, then I'm not going to hide it. Let's see. Strat. Where the hell is Strat at? So Strat is at 454, and it's going up. So that's good. Wow, Strat has been going up ever since the alert. I bet people don't even remember about that alert. So that was an alert. Where is it? Remind. So yeah, Strat was alerted at 378, and it's already at 454, and it says right here. Look at the bam. I already told this, but the target is $5, and it's at 454. So that's one target. Let's see. EOS. Current price 61 cents, target 150, current market cap, blah blah, return on investment, blah blah, blah, target hit. This is what I was telling you about EOS. It was alerted at 61 cents, and you'll probably be able to see it up here. Incent from 18 to 23 cents, that was traded. Salt was purchased at $4 at a point. NAV was purchased at 0.92. Not sure where NAV is at now. Oh shit. NAV is down. I'm guessing I had already made money on that because it looks like it had gone up. Let's see. For the month. Oh, I can't see the date. When was this? Delivered to 811 people. I don't know, but the target was $1. I'm not sure what day this was. The target was $1, and it looks like it was at 92 November 1st. So it looks like it hit the target. Let's go back to 1 month, 3 months. I'm not sure when it was alerted, but if I go back a month, I know for sure I didn't alert it November 1st. I think it did hit the target. I can't really prove that one. You'll have to look into it more. So here was Trig up 4%. That one was bought at 0.73 at that point, or we were already holding that, I guess. I'm not sure where Trig is. Trig is at 0.79 up, so that's up. So yeah, that's pretty much how it is. And if you're in a foreign place, you could see them like this, and you could be on this. You could obviously get on the chat on the computer, and you could get all these alerts via text message. So watch this. This is literally how you get the alert. About to finish a great live video. I usually do this off the phone, but you'll see how fast these things actually are. That's it. That's the alert. Everyone just got that. About to finish. So yeah, the alert system's pretty fast. Alright, so I'm out. Enough about that. I didn't want to talk about that all the time. Okay, I just wanted to see that came out. Alright, I gotta go now, but I need to finish my pizza. Y'all didn't even let me finish this pizza. It's cold now. I'll see you guys. It was great talking with y'all, and I'll see you all